Welcome. I'm so excited for today's training. Something that has really been coming forward and through for me lately is just being able to live your life, work with your students and your clients, and then bring back what you're learning and what you're experiencing and sharing it online. So creating content is just being an extension of what it is that you're already processing in your life. And that your work, your ability to show up and serve is just an extension of who you are. Let's take a moment to pause, to come in, to connect to heart. If it resonates with you, to place your hands on your heart and close your eyes. If you're multitasking, you're driving, you're with the kids, and it's not possible to drop in with your eyes closed, use the next 3 breaths to just bring conscious awareness to the fact that you are alive and you're breathing, you're well. Deep breath in and hold it up top and exhale, let it out. Being able to come back in with that same amount of attention. Maybe grab a journal and a pen and paper if it's handy to take notes. What does it really mean to be an embodied teacher, mentor, guide, coach, where your life is an extension of who you are? The reason that I love business coaching as much as I love my yoga practice and my devotion to who I'm becoming is because of who it allows me to be. No matter who you are or what industry you're in or what niche you work with, you at the end of the day are just like me, a human, which means that you come with all of the different emotions and textiles and flavors of being a human and riding the wave of witnessing your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And then today I want to share with you how to fall in love with selling. The reason that this is coming up is because as I started Amplified Impact, the women that joined the program were like, Amber, I love the way in which you were selling. It was persistent, it was confident, but it was soft. It felt like an invitation. And that is one of the things I really had to grow into. And I think many people do when they start to grow their business and realize that any successful business owner has to get good at selling, because otherwise you don't have a business. And so how to make selling fun. And the first one is, the first secret that I know to be true is you have to be passionate about what it is you're selling, passionate about your mission. Who are you here to serve? So when you get clear on your sankalpa, your why, you're not afraid to sell because you're here on a mission. And you know, in order for you to complete, to deliver, to take action towards your mission, you're going to have to show up and sell. And when your why is so powerful, you're going to do it because it's who you are. Your passion is what got you started working out, surfing, doing yoga, running a business, becoming a mother. Your passion for whatever it is, whoever it is you are, whatever labels that you're calling in and you're identifying with, there's a passion there. So asking yourself, like, why are you in business? What is your mission? Like, what are you here to do? For me, it's like helping other multi-passionate, impact-driven leaders to take their gifts, their skills, and their passions and turn it into a business that grows as a byproduct of who they become along the way. And that's what's got me so committed to showing up and selling every day. Because I remember what it was like to be a struggling yoga teacher. I remember what it was like just wanting to find a way, watching other people not have to work 9 to 5 and really getting curious, like, what's the secret? How can I do that too? And then when I discovered the secret, I was like, I want to share this with other people who have a desire to have more time, have more impact, have more money, because I know what it was like to be like watching other people and thinking it was possible for them. But I know now that if I can do it, you can do it. And that's why I'm so passionate about what it is I sell. And then that leads me into secret number 2, or what I really thought of as I started to unpack what my clients and Amplify Impact were reflecting back to me. This is another little like tangent I'll get off on, is when you start working with your clients, you're going to learn why they hired you. You're going to learn what in your messaging and your marketing attracted them. And so on the opening call of Amplified Impact, I was like crying because of the conversations that we were having. Like, the work I did brought this community together. Okay, take note of what worked. Selling in a way that feels good. Who doesn't want to be sold to in a way that feels really good? That's just a side note. Listen to what your clients are saying. Listen to why they decided to buy, so that when you go to launch this program again, you put more attention and intention into what worked last time. Number 2, unwavering confidence. You know, because you are the evidence. Before you get hundreds of testimonials and you have the evidence from your clients, you as an embodied teacher, mentor, coach, and guide know that this stuff works because you're following your own processes and methods. And this is what I teach when I help women and men to grow their business, is to create pillars within your business so that these pillars become how you create your content. And then inside of your pillars, what it is that you do and how it is that you do it, you create your own methods and processes on how to fall in love with yourself, how to repair your pelvic floor, how to grow your business, how to become a beginner at yoga again. Whatever it is, your niches, whatever your expertise is. Unwavering confidence is, you know, because you're doing it and you're living it. So when I showed up every day and sold Live Your Yoga, my program that I first started out with, I knew that living a yoga lifestyle changed my life. Becoming a yogi is what gave me the confidence to fall in love with who I was as a human and as a spiritual being, embodying the human experience. And I showed up and I sold it. Oftentimes, my clients aren't selling enough and it feels a little sticky. They're like, I don't know, I think I'm selling too much. Your dream soulmate client needs to see your offer 7 to 32 times. Everyone has their own unique buying experience, but the day that there's a buyer on the right day, they'll buy. So unwavering confidence means that when you're in the midst of a launch being a set amount of time that you're going to sell a certain program before the start date, you have unwavering confidence that anyone who buys this offer is going to be a different person after they implement your practices, your rituals, your processes, and your methods. There's no lack of belief, and you're a human. So something I teach about with being a business coach is the spiritual warrior is an archetype that you will embody as you run your business. And when limiting beliefs happen, when lack of and doubt come in, and there's a little bit of like lack of scarcity, and there's fear, it's not that those things don't exist. That's why we have coaching. That's why we have mentors. That's why we commit to who we become, So when doubt, scarcity, fear, lack of shows up, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is my passion? Why do I want to do this? And confidence, is the way in which I'm living evidence enough that I can get my clients results if they show up and implement this? And that's how you're going to consistently and continuously show up. And then number 3 is, this is stuff that you would do for free. You're already having conversations about this. You're already coaching and mentoring and teaching. And it's something that you would do for free because you believe in it so much. But we live in a material world where there's the gas bill, the electricity bill, the water bill, food, house, all of the things that you need to just get by, you have to charge. Otherwise, you're working 9 to 5 in a company that you don't really love or believe in. You would do this, you would sell this for free. And how many of us have signed up for dozens of free ebooks, free trainings, YouTube, Google, etc., but we show up in a different way when we're financially invested. I know for me, like if I pay for it, I'm going to show up just a little bit more. And I've actually seen this with lots of my clients. I do free trainings almost every month. And the amount of people that actually get to the very end is very small compared to those who come into my trainings and they pay for them. They go all the way through. They do all the coursework. There's something about us being financially invested that we see more value in it. So we charge because A, we have to get by. We're humans living in the human world, the material world. And 2, we know our clients are going to show up even more when they have to be financially invested. Something about going all in is like, I'm going to show up with my time. I'm going to show up with my awareness, and I'm going to put money on this because I believe this course is going to do so much for me. And in that, I'm going to show up just a little bit more. And these are 3 ways that you can really come in and check your mindset around what it is you're selling, why it is that you're selling it, why you believe in this program, this course, this class so much, and that you'd be giving it away for free if that is the world that we lived in, but it's not. That's how passionate you are. And you're so passionate about it that that's how you live your life. And for me, it was like, live your yoga. Become the embodiment of yoga, and I promise your life will be different. How many of you agree with that, especially if you're a yogi? If you're here in the Facebook group live or you're listening on the podcast, take a screenshot, tag me, and let me know, what is your belief around selling? I want to know this because one of the reasons that I teach selling in this way is for so long, I felt bad about selling. It felt weird. It felt wrong. And there was so much deep inner work I had to do with selling. And that's why for me, if you're into human design, this has been my thing lately, is I'm a projector with a 1-3 line. So I teach based on personal experience. The programs that I put together are because I went through it and I changed my mind and my habits and my thoughts and my energy around something. And now I want to help others who were where I was. This is why I teach selling in a way that I call soul-aligned selling, so that it feels good. And as a projector, it's an invitation. Oftentimes you'll see in my content, in my copy, it's invitation to reach out, invitation to share this. And now I don't always put it there, because the one thing around invitation is that if you're listening to the podcast, if you're in the Facebook group, if you're following me at Amber Hagberg on Instagram, you're already inviting yourself into my world because you're here and you're listening and you're in my energy and you're in my world. And that energetically is opening the doors for us to connect and grow and be connected even deeper. So if you haven't already looked at what is your energy on the other side of selling, because if you're showing up online and you're selling consistently, and you're not getting sales, or you're not selling out, or you wish you had a few more people, check in. The first thing to check in with is, what is your energy behind the sale? How do you feel when you sell? The second thing is to go read your content, to read your copy, to read your sales page. Would you buy what you're selling? Does it feel like an open invitation to come in a way that's like, yes, 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 I want this, I need this, I'm ready? Is that how you feel when you read your content? If your mindset is there, you 100% believe, go back and be an outsider that looks at your content as if you were on the other side. And then number 3, how often are you selling? Are you actually selling enough? Or do you think that you're selling? But when you go back to look at your content, you're like, oh, I only talked about this in a few stories and in one post. You should be doing this while you're in a launch every single day, sometimes twice a day. And then when you're not in a launch, talking about passive offers that you've created and always opening the door in ways for people to go deeper with you. I would love, love, love to hear from you and to see, like, as you look from an outsider, which one of these do you feel like you could get better with? And then go out there, live your life, have conversations, work with your clients, and then take what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're thinking, how it is that you're reflecting, the conversations that you're having with your friends, with your clients, with yourself, and share more behind the scenes, what's going on in here, in your mind, with your audience, because they don't really necessarily need another authority figure, someone who's already got it all figured out. What they want is to connect to your humanness. What they want is to feel like they're going on this spiritual journey of human and growth, evolution over our entire lives as a spiritual being with you, not someone that's above. It's like, we're walking together. We're doing this together. And that's something for me, it's like where we can take away all the like, she's farther ahead, he's farther ahead, she's got it all figured out, and just be like, we're all just trying to figure it out. We're all just trying to do our best. We all just want to grow. All right. That's my rant. That's my riff for our Monday weekly training. If you get tons of value out of this, be sure to like, comment, have a conversation with me. Tell me what you're taking away, what questions that you have, so that as I continue to show up and give these weekly trainings, podcast downloads, I know what's going on in your ears and in your mind and what questions that you have, so that I can think about that as I go to co-create more experiences in the future. I'm here to hold you, to walk with you, to be in this co-creation of growing the human and the business together, but it's an open conversation. So if you're listening on the podcast, say hi on Instagram. If you're in the Facebook group, comment below, let me know that you're here. And something cool that I really discovered is that people that were signing up for Amplified Impact had been watching my Monday free trainings, but they weren't commenting, they weren't liking, they were just watching as a silent person. And just so for you to know, there's people right now that are reading, liking, watching, vibing with you, and they're not saying anything. They're not saying anything at all. And then when you go to sell the program, the sacred invitation into the transformation they desire, you're going to find people falling from the sky that's been watching you in silence. But my invitation is to break the silence, to come out of hiding, and just let me know that you're here. All right. I love you all. Bye.